Hello and welcome to the 120th episode of the gojenn podcast. I'm gojenn. You can find me on Ravelry and on Instagram as gojenn, Gojenn. And I hope that you will, if you're on Ravelry, friend me. Instagram, follow me. I'll follow you back. And that way I can see what you're doing, and which I think is absolutely super cool. Let's see, today is July 30th. Tomorrow is Monday the 31st, and then it's August. And the summer will soon be history as we head into what I'm hoping for as a very mild fall. Although this weekend here in Southern Virginia, we have had a milder than usual weekend, which is wonderful. Instead of it being 90, 95 degrees Fahrenheit, it's been in the low 80s with a nice breeze blowing, so it has just been wonderful. And I have just truly been having a wonderful time with it. We went camping this weekend to Lake Reedsville Campground and just had a wonderful time. My daughter and grandson came and visited us at our campsite, and they went kayaking, and I watched. I didn't think I could keep up with them. I figured I'd be holding them back, maybe have to have a tow line, somebody pull. But it was just a beautiful day. It kept looking like it was going to rain. Just any minute, you could almost feel the drops falling. But it didn't. It never did. But there was a gorgeous breeze. I got up pretty early yesterday morning and went outside at the campsite. Don't tell the weather, but I was a little chilly. I was. The breeze was nippy, and it wasn't in the 90s. What? It was great. We had a great, perfectly wonderful, great camping weekend. That doesn't happen all the time. So we had fun. The dogs had fun. We just had an all-around wonderful time. Okay, yes, I did do some crocheting while I was camping this time. I didn't read, well, I read a lot, but I didn't read the entire time. This is the yarn I'm using right now. I don't want to pull it out. I have been a bad crafter and have not been weaving in my ends as I'm supposed to. Bad me. Weaving in ends for me is something I don't mind. And once I'm in the mood to do that, I can sit for an hour or so and just weave in ends and have my little bowl of clippings and just really enjoy it. But I haven't had that mood strike me lately. And when it does, I'm going to have plenty of ends to be woven in. For example, you can see that I had a blue and a pink scrap or mini skein or whatever it was that came together. And while I am working on it, I just tie one overhand knot, not two, and I will try to take these ends in different directions so that should they decide they want to unravel, at least they'll be in different directions, and I'll make it just a little bit more difficult for them. This is the front side of the 10 stitch Tunisian crochet blanket. I'm not sure who the pattern, it's a free pattern on Ravelry, but it was one of those things that it was kind of like a granny square. It's kind of a tradition that was just finally written down. This is the back side, which is like the purl side of knitting, I think. It's kind of bumpy and lumpy, and it has some texture to it, which I like. I like texture. So anyway, where was I? This was my vegetables, peas and carrots and corn. But I've had the best time with, this one here is a 5 gram mini skein. I like that because by the time I start on it, oh, it's done. And I can, if I, am ready to be finished, I can say, haha, I completed an entire mini skein. Same with this blue. Now this was a bigger scrap that I had. This next one. This green and yellow and blue. It has little spikes of lime green in it. That I believe was a 10 gram mini. I don't care. I don't say, oh, I must do a 10 next or a 5 next. No. Because I reach in my bag and I just try to pick something that will be different from the last row. I realized that this, boy, this is soft. I don't know what it is, but it's soft. And this are very similar, with this being just darker than this one. But they're not exactly the same. And I'm just enjoying it. I worked on this when I was camping. That's a little Halloween kind of square, orange and black. This one, beautiful. And this. And then this. And that green. Pink, dark green, and around. Let's see, where was I last time I talked to you guys? Here. Okay, so I had just finished this yellow. Came down with this green. Isn't that pretty? It's almost a camo, because it's got brown and different greens in it. It's very, very pretty. Then this purple and black. Purple, pink, blue, black. Really pretty. Then this piece, which I love. I truly love that. I love those colors. And in Tunisian crochet, since you go across and then come back the row, you're very liable, and in this case you always had 2 different colors, so that's just beautiful. And then the Halloween one, and then the dark green, and now I'm on this white one with speckles of red and blue. And I think this here we go. And I just do it like this to kind of hold it together, because I love working on this. I could sit and work on this at the campsite without worrying about my count getting off or what the pattern was supposed to be. You know, I could just keep going. And for this to be the same as the last square that I made, it was 7, which, oh, you can't see there. Yeah. So each one of this original pink one in the center is 1, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So from where I am, I'm going to need to go around a 7th time, because here on this white where I am, the pink is here, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm on the 6th row around. And I'm going to do 7 around, so it'll be the same size square as the first Tunisian that I made. to have a sense of finishing something. And then I think I'm going to make a couple more. I would like to say I'm going to make 4 more 7 round squares, and then seam them together for a blanket, a nice lightweight blanket. That is my goal. I don't know, I will surely run out of mini skeins before then. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I love this. I love this. We got back from camping today, and as soon as I get all of my things in, get the laundry ready to go and that kind of thing, I get my dogs in the bathtub because they're always sandy and dirty and have leaves all over them. And then they are zonked. For the rest of the day, they can't do anything because they are just out of it. And this is my Metro kerchief. If you remember, the ball was originally enormous like this, and it is. I'm trying to not let it blow out so much. It is just a beautiful skein of yarn from, oh, I don't have the card in there anymore. I've told you several times, and it is on my Ravelry page, on my project page, so I do have it, a project page for this. This is, the pattern again is the Metro kerchief, and I am enjoying it very much. I have now passed the midway point. This really doesn't have that much of a pronounced front and back. If you can see the little ridges, this is the right side and this is the wrong side. It's the same, it just doesn't have the ridges of texture, which is caused by front and back post stitches. But here are my 2 center rows, because it is a big triangle. And here's where it started, and it increased up, and now I'm on the decrease. And this, whoops, this really shouldn't take me a whole lot more time. I don't need the pattern anymore, because it's an easily memorized pattern. The most fiddly thing with this is that the stitches are mostly slip stitches, and if you're familiar with crochet, that is when you just go into the stitch. You don't pull up a loop, you just pull that stitch through. Well, you do pull up a stitch, but then you don't yarn over it. Don't listen to what I say. The slip stitch is the simplest of stitches, and well, right here I'm in not the middle of a row, but I've started a row, and there oh, that is just not going to show you anything. But here I've started a row of slip stitches on top of this. And so you just see it's just added just a hair onto the top of that next row. And so I think it's just a beautiful piece. I love the yarn from Supernatural Yarns. Ha! I remembered after all. And I am on the decrease now, so we'll just see how long it takes me to finish. I'm enjoying it. But if given a choice, if it's like, okay, Jen, you get to pick what you're going to work on next, I'll usually pick that 10 stitch because it's just so much fun. It changes so often with each different mini skein or scrap of yarn or whatever it is. and yet it doesn't take any brain power at all, which is good. I don't have any to spare. Okay, sorry. Okay, now, let me see my notes. I do think I forgot the air fryer. Did I mentioned, I believe, that I was getting an air fryer for the kitchen, and that was on Amazon July Day. I don't know what the deal was, and Amazon Prime Day, and they had a really good price on an air fryer, and so I took the leap and I bought one. I like French fries. If they're done right, they're my favorite food. I know that's bad, but so I was thinking if the air fryer really could give me good results without being fried, yay, that's good. And it does. I'm here to tell you, cross my heart, and they're not paying me or anything, and because I can't even tell you which brand I got right this minute. Go Wise is what jumped in my head, so I don't know if that's right or not. But anyway, French fries come out perfectly. They're crispy on the outside and then very flaky, but done, and hot and steamy on the outside. One of my favorite things is cheese fries, where you take and melt cheese over your fries, and then if you're lucky you put a little bacon on top. Oh yes, very good. Which is probably kind of going against the anti-fry thing in calories, but so tasty. But we ran out of bacon pretty fast. But we've had hot dogs. It cooks hot dogs really, really well. It cooks, chicken tenders, fish fillets, just all kinds of anything that you would bake, you can put in the fryer, and anything you can fry, or you would put in there. So it's just, we have loved it, and I would say we've probably used it 5 out of 7 nights a week, just because since we got it, just because everything can be done in there, and it's less to heat up than having to heat up the oven for a lot of stuff. So anyway, I love it. I give it 2 thumbs up so far. We haven't had any problems with it. We like the basket. The one I got has a flat bottom basket. So I just love it. I really do. So I wanted to be sure that I told you that it's really, really tasty. Let me see. What am I watching? I have finished the series Bosch that's on Amazon Prime. Love the detective. He's very good. Right now, I don't think I'm watching anything else. I'm trying to catch up on my podcast that I got behind on while I was binge watching Bosch. So that's what I've been doing lately. On Audible, I have finished the book Little Heaven by Nick Cutter. And if you enjoy Stephen King novels, like his novel The Stand, or a lot of the Stephen King novels, where it's just like normal people going through some really wacky circumstances. So he did a good job. This Nick Cutter did a good job with his characters, made them very believable, lovable, hateable. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I've also read The Troop by Nick Cutter, same author, and that was excellent as well. He has another book out I haven't read, The Deep. It's something about some disease or something happens and causes everybody to lose their memories, and it's about memories, and how they play tricks or whatever. But I need to take a little break and read something a little lighter, because that was kind of scary and dark. So I need something a little lighter, but I don't know what I will go to next. On my Kindle, I'm reading Molly Fide, and it's the second book in the Burn trilogy. I haven't read that much this week because I was really into Little Heaven, really into it. And now that I've finished with Little Heaven, I have the book The Handmaid's Tale. Yes, I know the author's name. I can't think of it. But I read it 20 years ago when it first came out or something. I know that there's been a TV series that was done, and my daughter said it was really good, but I haven't seen it. But I love the book. It was a dystopia. So let's see. I think that's all I have. I did want to show you how I have been playing in my watercolors. Me? I did this while camping, and this is what I really want to get out of my watercolors. It's just a little swath of color. I had a little haiku up here, and then since it was written in green ink, I just went and did a little light. You can't see diddly, can you? From the light coming in the window. But anyway, just did the green background to that. And that's really what I want from my watercolors. This is from the watercolor coloring page that I did. I think I showed it to you. And where I had cut out another piece there. And so this is just the last little piece. And here I did the watercolor title for my bullet journal. And did some purple over here. And then this is what I like. This is just a purple page. And now, you know, it was really wet and bleh when I painted it. But now it's absolutely fine. It's just a dry sheet of paper. And it does have the chalky feeling on it. Because I don't have expensive watercolors. But, you know, this, I'll have to say, if you look at my bullet journal there, that's one of the things I love the most about it. I've done 2 months, getting ready to start August in my bullet journal. And I derive pleasure from going back and just looking at what I did. You know, watercolor. Oh, that was a good use of washi tape, or this was a good, boy, that was a busy week because I see all the things I marked off on my bullet journal. And that's just and then this is my monthly tracker for the month of July. I'm trying to kind of come to some kind of decision about this because I have on here my, these are my things like mood, journal, craft, budget. Was it a no-spend day? Did you take your vitamins? Did you go to sleep at a decent hour? And then I've got my social media here and my yarn crafts down here. I don't know. It's still, I'm still putting them on my weekly, like here on my weekly spread, which is not even a page, is not a spread, my weekly page, which this is a shortened week because it's just the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, the last of July. So the next one will start with August, and I'll have to do my new August spread. So I have room for journaling here. And then it'll be August. I love, I love the potential that is held by all these blank pages, these blank, unwritten pages, like a brand new notebook that you get to start back to school or whatever. Yes, I was one of those nerdy kids. But then I love to look at what I've done, where I've been, oh, I remember, you remember that day? And yeah, I do remember it because I did journaling and wrote notes and drew little pictures or whatever. So anyway, that is all that I have for you today. I will see you next weekend. I'll be home next weekend. And then we're going camping again the following week. Yippee! So I hope that you enjoy the end of July. And I will see you in August. Until then, I wish you nothing but love and laughter.